I'm Caitlin Tibnan. Thank you for watching Health Watch, presented by UMass Memorial Healthcare. I'm here with Dr. Michael Hirsch, and we're talking a little bit about children's safety, especially now with the summertime here. Lots of outdoor activities to be done. Kids are out of school. So one of the most common activities, of course, is swimming. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the important key pieces of safety that we need to keep in mind when children are out doing these things?
Caitlin, as you know, we're very excited about kids being active nowadays with all of the problems of sedentary lifestyle and the obesity issues. So we don't want to discourage people from doing the good things like swimming. But there's a tremendous amount of responsibility that goes with that parenting skill of sending your child out to a pool, a beach. So I think first thing I would say is parental supervision is very important. Kids should not be left to their own devices at pools or at the beach. There should be some mechanism, whether it's a caretaker, a pool person. You can't rely solely on lifeguards or the kids themselves to police themselves. And it's kind of the old stuff probably when you and I were growing up too, of buddy system is a good thing, and explaining to the kids that, you know, they've got to look out a little bit for each other. So many times we see the tragic consequences of the kids kind of slipping under the water, nobody noticed, and it's taking too long to find them. I know in the pool situation, it's very important, I think, in general, for somebody in the pool that you're sending your kid to have some knowledge about CPR and a 911 system that can get to them quickly. Making sure the kids aren't going in the water right that second after they've eaten a big meal, because there is truth to those old rules that your grandmother told you about the blood flow not going to your muscles. Instead, it's kind of concentrated in your belly, and you're not necessarily as sharp and strong immediately after a meal.
Some people refer to that as an old wives' tale, so to speak. So that, if there is truth to that, how long should someone wait typically to swim?
It should be about a half an hour. And we found that the most frequent time that the kids do, unfortunately, succumb and go under the water is after they've had a big meal. So it is a good idea to kind of wait a little bit. I think familiarity with the pool or familiarity with the beach is important too. The kids should be kind of oriented a little bit to where's the proper part of the pool that they should be swimming in, where's the safe part of the beach. Many times we see that kids will take a stroll along a beach and kind of get out of sight of their caretakers, and then decide to pop into the water where it's really not being monitored adequately. And if it's a lake or if it's something where it's not really as clear to know what kind of things are underneath the surface, it's not hard for the kids to kind of impact themselves if they're diving into areas that they don't really see.
Is it very important for a parent to have a very good understanding of exactly, where their child sits as far as how well of a swimmer they are and what skills they have for any given type of body of water they may be swimming in?
Yeah, I think that's very important to know what conditions your child's going to be facing. If it's a particular windy day, if it's a day where even in a fairly calm lake situation there are currents, it's probably not advisable to have them really go too far out. And I think in the pool situation, the crowds are great. If it's a nice hot day, everybody's having a fun time, but it's tough to keep an eye on your kid in a really crowded pool. So I think the kids really have to kind of establish some kind of thing where they're checking back in with the parent or the caregiver, whoever is in charge of the pool situation, to kind of make sure their whereabouts are known at all times. In general, the kinds of pools and lakes and beaches that we go to, if there's a real reputation on some of these beaches of having heavy rip tides or very violent surf, if your child is really not an experienced person in that, they shouldn't be going in the first time by themselves, really without a lot of supervision.